Hello and welcome into the very frustrated Knicks-Verse here. Knicks just lost a game that they should have won. They could have won, but it almost looked like at one point that they quit on the court. Almost. It could be frustrations. It could be a severely depleted roster right now. Landry Shamet in the first 2.5 minutes of play, a cheap shot screen by guess who? Wendell Carter Jr., the guy who stepped his foot. Brunson had already beat him in the last game against when they faced each other. Beat him, and he stuck his foot out, and that's when Brunson sprained his foot. And now he slams into Landry Shamet. I don't even know how that wasn't called a foul. Just slams it into him, setting a screen. And Shamet leaves the game. Deuce, illness, didn't play. So this is the game where Brown had to turn to the rest of his bench, to turn to Mo Diawara, who played 10.5 minutes. Gershon Yabusele played 13.5 minutes tonight. Tyler Kolek played 16.5 minutes. He turned to them to see what he could do to try to pull out this road victory. Well, Knicks lost tonight, 133 to 121. The worst defense that I have seen from these Knicks all season. All season. And some of the worst defense I've seen from Mitchell Robinson in a very long time. Like a very long time. The Knicks are missing OG Anunoby in such an intense way, and I knew they were. You know, I was going to talk about that in the video I dropped yesterday about Karl Anthony Towns and the Knicks wanting revenge against the Magic. And I didn't touch upon it. But it is a serious, serious issue. Serious issue. And these other Knicks players on the roster have to step up. But there's one player who is absolutely crippling the New York Knicks right now with his play. It's Josh Hart. And I think the time has come to put an end to the Josh Hart experience with the New York Knicks. I am absolutely 100% serious. 100% serious. He is damaging the team's hopes of winning games. He is too volatile. He is too inconsistent. He has become, and also defensively, he's terrible right now. He's become Evan Fournier without the three-point shooting. He's a traffic cone now. He gets beat constantly. Constantly, he gets beat. He was, once again, a team high minus 19 in his 28 almost 29 minutes of play, and he fouled out of this game. A technical foul call on him, committed 3 turnovers. Here, actually 2 turnovers here. Only ended up getting 5 rebounds. You know, he's supposed to be the rebound guy. He is a negative impact player right now, and he was 1 of 5 from the three-point line. And the three-point shot that he hit was in that fourth quarter when the Knicks were spiraling out of control, letting the Magic build up a lead. But by that point, the Knicks couldn't rein it back in to get back into this game. Josh Hart is we have to move on from Josh Hart. And I know that's a difficult thing because of the Jalen Brunson situation. The relationship he has with Jalen Brunson. The roommates show and all that. But are we serious here? Are we serious about winning a championship this year? Is that why we're so top heavy? Isn't that why we're so top heavy in terms of salaries? We couldn't go after some of these interesting other players because we were so locked in. We were so thankful that we got Yabusele to take a few bucks left on his deal, and Clarkson. Clarkson, again, 15 points, but he was a minus 11. Defensively, he is a liability. There's no other way around it. And when you're missing Actually, three of our better defensive players. Well, OG Anunoby is one of the best defensive players in the game. So you're missing him. Deuce always gives you that grit, night in, night out. No one fights over screens as good as a guard as good as Deuce does. So you're missing him. So it puts a lot of pressure on the other guys. But the problem is this team. Their two superstars are minus defensive players. So everybody else has to be fantastic defensively for these Knicks to win, especially when the opponent is shooting the lights out. Orlando shot 40% from the three-point line. Orlando, they're a horrible shooting team from the three-point line. They're in the bottom third of the league. They shot 55% inside the arc. Actually, in totally for the game. And they punished the Knicks in the paint, 64-46. That's the plus 18. Knicks, this team has got concerns. All that said, I still believe this team is destined for the NBA Finals. If you can believe that shit. I still believe it. I still believe it. Because we got OG coming back. Hopefully Landry's shoulder injury isn't as severe as it was last season. Though I think it was the same shoulder. But he still came back. We shot 46% from the three-point line in the playoffs. That's what we need. Okay? And then Deuce. He'll be back. I think Deuce is dealing with some stuff. Look, you can get distracted. It's totally legitimate. But by April, and if Leon makes the tough move and trades Josh Hart away to bring to this team a Terry Eason type, Trey Murphy type of player, maybe a Santi Aldama type of guy, this team going. But there's a lot of buts. And we knew that injuries were going to be the biggest hurdle, and the injuries have exposed the flaws in this current roster. There's only two guys. I hate to say it, the Knicks could actually absorb missing Brunson. They can. Because they got guys who can, Clarkson can give you points. Deuce can give you some points from that position. They can do it. But who else can replace a Karl Anthony Towns type? Nobody. Nobody in the league. There's maybe two guys. Joker and Wembanyama. Who else is a big, like Cat, who can shoot a 30-footer and also drive to the hoop and has an incredible touch around the hoop? Who else can do that? Like who? But defensively, he's not anywhere near in their league. But when it comes down to the playoffs, we definitely saw Cat play some good defense in the playoffs for him. But you can't. He's irreplaceable. And the other guy that's irreplaceable on this roster is OG Anunoby. OG Anunoby is utterly irreplaceable. I'll show you. These were the stats for all players in the NBA who have played by the time when the game right before OG went down. OG had played 11 games for the Knicks. And this is filtering out players who had played less than 7 games and played less than 28 minutes a game. So we're talking about players that really impact winning and losing. Net rating. The number one net rating player at that time was Chet Holmgren, 22.6. Phenomenal. Jokovic, 21.0. I guess Holmgren is the other guy you can put in that category with who else could replace a Karl Anthony Towns. I would put Chet Holmgren. Sorry, totally overlooked that. 100% would put Chet Holmgren in there. Love Chet Holmgren. I wish he was a Knick so badly. Christian Brown, look at him, 18.2. Cason Wallace, 18.0 net rating. Shai Gilgeous, notice a trend here. Lots of OKC players and Denver players because those are the two very best teams in the game right now. Then AJ Mitchell, a guy that maybe the Knicks should have held on to, 17.5. Then Aaron Gordon, another Denver guy. And then our former center, Hart, he's up there. Before you get to another player that's not a Nugget or a Thunder, the first player that's not a Nugget or a Thunder that's on this list is OG Anunoby. So right now, OG Anunoby is the 9th most impactful player in the NBA. Better than Wembanyama, better than anybody else. Luka, everybody else. In terms of both sides of the ball. You can't survive when you miss a guy like that. Look at that shit right there. Look at this. Right here. Defensive rating 106.1. Offensive rating 123. This is when he went down, this is where it was at right now. That's what we were missing. But interestingly enough, and look, there's 3 Houston guys right below him, and then Jamal Warner. Look where Jalen Brunson is, right there. Those numbers to the left include all the guys that played, some guys that have played one game. So ignore all that shit. This is filtering out for real high-impact players. Jalen Brunson right there. But interesting, too. You keep going a little further. Wembanyama and Towns right there was a plus 8.7. Because back then, the pieces fit perfectly. Because that's what OG gives you. I tweeted this out at the end of the third quarter. A third quarter that the Knicks just completely collapsed in. The Knicks were outscored in that third quarter 34-27. They let the Magic shoot 4 of 7 from the three-point line, 57%. They shot 65% for the entire quarter. 13 of 20 of their buckets. They committed 3 turnovers, but gave up 0 points off the turnovers. Knicks committed 4 turnovers and gave up 5 points in that stretch. But this guy right here, here's what it said. Honestly, can't see how Josh Hart remains a Knick after February 5th, which is the trade deadline. If he continues like this. He commits a turnover that nearly chokes Suggs going for a loose ball, which was called a tech on him. Could have been a flagrant. It could have been upgraded to a flagrant 1, but it was called a tech, if I remember correctly. Maybe the team can tolerate this type of play if he was also helping the team win his minutes. But he is a minus 22 in 26 minutes of play at that point. He ended up fouling out of this game. He ended up fouling out in just shy of 29 minutes. He did score 12 points, got 5 rebounds, only 2 assists, minus 19 at that point by the time he fouled out, which was the worst on the team. Josh Hart is not the player you wished he was. He's just not. I don't know if it's the back, the hand, or the mind, or maybe it's all 3 combined. He makes so many dumb decisions that kill momentum, that kill runs, and actually fuel opponents' runs. Because that happened while the Magic went on, like, I think it was a 13-0 run, 12-0 run, and he commits this kind of shenanigans. It's time to move on from Josh Hart. If you disagree with me, then I want to hear why. It's like, based on everything else, like, why? He doesn't shoot the 3 well. He's not a good 3-point shooter. He's not a good playmaker. And I just don't see what's the argument to keep him. Let's see here. What are his season stats right now? His season stats, he's averaging less than 10 points a game, 9.7. He's averaging 36% from the three-point line on 3.2 attempts. So the attempts are very low for what we need from him. You know, he's his defensive rating, though, he's a 116 defensive rating. That is not good. Just got to tell you guys, that is just not good. It is time to move on from him and get a bigger player who fits the mold of what the Knicks need, which is, like I said, a Santi Aldama. I know Terry Eason is hurt, but like that type of player, a Trey Murphy. Do what you can, Leon. Package him with Pacome Dadier. Dadier should get minutes in these next few games. Try and develop Mo Diawara. Create some kind of enthusiasm for the players you have in the league, and trade for a player who will really make a difference for the New York Knicks moving forward. Because this is the year. Even though we face annihilators in the finals, if the Knicks get through the East, they face the Thunder or the Nuggets or maybe the Rockets. But we saw the Rockets are a little short of being in that tier, but they got beat by the Nuggets last night, the night before. But but still, the name of the game is getting to the finals right now. And I do not believe that the New York Knicks can get to the NBA Finals with Josh Hart playing the way he has been playing this season so far. I just do not see how that can actually happen. The Knicks are actually 12, almost 13 points better per 100 possessions when Josh Hart is off the floor. That's how poor his defense has been. And there's only one explanation for that. Josh Hart. Let's look at some of the stats for the game. I don't have highlights for you guys. If you guys want highlights, definitely pull them up. I'm sure they're out there, and they'll frustrate the fuck out of you the way they do me. Oh, man. Yeah, look at him down there. Josh Hart, right there. Actually, let's look at this. This is shooting accuracy for opponents. Josh Hart is before tonight's game. Team worst. Second worst behind Jordan Clarkson. Plus 2.9. Opponent shoot better, 2.9 field goal percentage when Josh Hart is on the floor. But that is for another day. Let's look at the game stats. So you can see Karl-Anthony Towns was having a very difficult first half, but he woke up in the second half, finished with 24 points, but only 8 rebounds, committed 4 turnovers, 3 assists. He was a minus 14. He did hit 10 of his 11 free throws, so that was fabulous. But the Knicks as a team only shot 78% from the free throw line. And if they had shot better, things might have gone a little differently. This is a game where offense wasn't the problem. They shot 54% overall. 35% from the three-point line. It's not great. But when you compare that to the Magic shot, almost 40%, 39%. And they made the same amount of three-pointers that the Knicks made. 13 three-pointers, 13 three-pointers for the Magic, but on 4 attempts less. The Magic ended up with 6 total field goal attempts more than the Knicks, and they shot better than the Knicks. They went to the free throw line 2 more times, and they shot better on the free throw line than the Knicks. The rebounding, ended up being about the same. They was the same, 43 all. Let's go to this one. That'll show it easier. 43 all. Assists were the same. Steals were the same. Knicks actually had more blocks, but the Knicks committed 4 more turnovers. They were sloppy with the ball. And a lot of this, for a long time, was the offensive foul game. Too many offensive fouls being called. And I actually put that on the referees, honestly. Like some ridiculous offensive fouls being called. Cat got called for them. Mitch got called for some. Hart got called for some. It's like it was way overdone. But the Knicks are known for winning the second chance points contest. Tonight they lost it by 2, 18-16. Fast break points, they lost that 13-12. And where they really were punished was in the paint. 64-46. Mitch Robinson was neutralized tonight. He got burnt many times by Franz Wagner. And there was one play where, I don't know, Isaacs was driving in, and I don't know, Mitch tried to switch, and he leaves Franz Wagner, was blazing hot for the Magic. He finished with 37 points. He leaves him wide open for another 3. And that was during the period where Magic was starting to build up that lead. You can see it right here. Knicks, they finished the third quarter down 5 points, which was the most that they had been down since early in the second quarter. They were even up with a few minutes left in that third quarter. And then they allowed Orlando Magic to go on a 14-0 run. They were once down by 18. They lost by 12. Now, yes, losing Shamet and Deuce, 2 essential rotation players. Shamet's even a starter right now because OG's out. Definitely hurts. But this is when your other guys have to step up. Other guys like Mikal Bridges. Look at Mikal Bridges in the second half. 4 anemic points. Only attempts 1 3-point shot. Gets 1 rebound. No assists, no steals, nothing. -7. He was the high man with Brunson and Josh Hart in terms of, the low man, let's put it that way, in plus minus. -7 in the second half. No, third quarter. Sorry, that's the third quarter. Sorry about that. That was the third quarter. In the second half, the story was even uglier. Second half, 4 points. It means he scored no points in the fourth quarter when it mattered the most. He finished a -15. -15. Towns gave us 18 points in the second half. So that means he only has 6 points in the first half. That level of inconsistency is just rough for a team that's missing key players that are key players on both ends of the court, like OG and Deuce are. And Shamet as well. Shamet has played some good defense as well. It's really time for Mike Brown to focus on developing this guy who looked very, very kind of like, he looked scared out there. He made some bad passes. He got like frozen. He didn't know what to do with the ball, and he just threw it right at a Magic player. What did he finish with? Mo finished. He played a little over 10 minutes. 0 for 4. 0 for 3 from the 3-point line. 3 personal fouls. They did get 4 rebounds and 2 assists, so that's nice. Committed 3 turnovers, -7 in those 10 minutes. Not exciting stats, obviously. Yabusele, 13.5 minutes. You would have thought this game, when Shamet goes out, you would think, oh, Yabusele. This is Yabusele time. Only gets 13.5 minutes. 4 points for him. And Tyler Kolek finishes with 8 points. Look at Brunson. 33 points, 11 assists, 3 rebounds, but only 3 of 9 from the 3-point line. Knicks allowed the Magic to score 30-plus points in every single quarter tonight. You're not going to win many games like that. You're not going to win many games giving up 133 points to an Orlando Magic team that is missing arguably their best player, Paolo Banchero, which I didn't even mention that. He didn't play. He's missing. A lot of work needs to be done. This was the kind of game that I would have expected this Knicks team to rise above and take it and win. They didn't do it. It revealed some major flaws in the roster, especially defensively. To me, this was a defensive game. This loss was a defensive loss. This should have been a 121 to 111 victory. Instead, it's a 121 to 133 loss. That's just defense. And the other guys, like Mitch Robinson, didn't step up defensively. Mikal Bridges often got caught out of either trying to switch or not switching. There was one play where they let Jonathan Isaac just get right behind them, beat them backdoor for an easy dunk. I mean, there were plays where they were Franz Wagner was just going right down the middle and just easy buckets. Truly, truly disappointing. Franz Wagner he took 19 shots. He only missed 6 of them. Those are crazy numbers. Bane punishes the Knicks again. 27 points for him. There was one play where Mitch was guarding him out on the perimeter. Bane just does this little step back. He takes an extra step back, shoots it right over Mitch, drains it. Wagner did the same thing. Similar thing to Mitch. But Hart right now is an utter disaster out there on the court. Gives you nothing offensively and defensively. Like I started out this show saying, he has become the Evan Fournier on defense. A traffic cone. Without the three-point shooting. It's time to move on. Okay, thank you so much for watching this. Again, my name is George. Please subscribe and follow me on social media. Hit the thumbs up button for me. Share this video. Definitely drop your comments. I want to hear your thoughts and feelings about everything Knicks. Got to get back on a winning track right away. All right, I will see you around the Knicks-Verse. Let's go. Get back on track. Come on, Knicks.